Gonna back on top with green. You can see at the front there. He's going to be leading the pack as we head into the finale round of Racing Haven. Division 1, Heat 1. The track is hot, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone is getting into prime formation. Cleanest you've ever seen it. You don't want to miss it. But one more time, one last time. The track is hot and away we go. Here for Racing Haven round 6. And immediately, great jump from Kivatro. Going to jump straight to the inside. Try and get a few easy positions. Legacy on the outside of him just there. Bonnie also trying to get a little bit more on the chicane there. But bit of exit speed. Oh, naughty tap there. That's going to be coming from one of the McLarens. I believe that was Legacy. We can see Kivatro dropping all the way back down into P19. Meanwhile, Skiddy is going to be getting into P15 here and is going to be just watching some of the chaos unfolding. Antoine, Higher, Cranky, they are going to be fighting for the same space. Not quite going to be afforded it. Cranky going very wide, but Skiddy not quite getting the speed out of that corner. Goes for a bump. And you can see a little bit tussling a little bit further up as well. That is going to be one of the Beamers going slightly deep. That's going to be Minju. Antoine has an opportunity, but he isn't going to quite pounce on it just yet. So they've got plenty of time, so don't go for any rash movements, any rash overtakes or attempts at this point in the race. But saying that, Antoine is already going for it on Minju there. Very nicely done. Jumpable with Daniel about the midpoint of the pack. Another NDL driver. Unfortunately, there we go. I was about to say their POV is being streamed live from Minecraft using Redstone. You see Drazzy trying to chase a little bit further up the road. And now we come out of the GP section and into the Nordschleife proper. The green hell itself. This is the real test. The GP circuit, it's something a little bit more comfortable and a little bit easier to learn, but this is, well, let's just say it's earned its name and earned its pedigree as one of the most difficult motorsport challenges in the world. We're already seeing a few drivers struggling to get some of the chicane's ideal lines. Drazzy dipping two wheels into the dirt. That's Ash going to be on the defensive there. Holding ground, holding line. I know he has been practicing a lot for this final round, and that very much is showing. Great driving from him there. Oh, Drazzy going very wide out. He's going to impact the wall. Safe re-entry, remember, but that's Drazzy well and out of it. And now Daniel's got an entire second that he's going to have to make up if he wants to get a chance on the rest of the field. Jumping a bit back, it's going to be Chaser. And we can see a little bit more unsettling of the cars ahead. Drazzy is going to regain his composure, already pushing hard to try and regain positions. Ottavio on the left, both of the BMWs trying to push as much as they can. Chaser hot on their heels, but there's nowhere to go. This section of the track so winding, twisting, the undulation of the course underneath them that leaves them no room. His best bet is going to be able to bide some time, then after these next few corners he could get a good exit, try and slingshot one of them. You see more cars up in the distance. Giving it as much as he can. Having to let off, oh, nearly going into the back of Ottavio there. Squirming a little bit on that back end of the McLaren. And there's going to be a hefty amount of countersteer, because look at how much the ground changes. This isn't a typical track where you have a lot of static or even steady inclines, declines. You are joking up, left, right, as we've just seen from Chaser. One hop across the curb, and that is quickly you in massive trouble. Drazzy once again off the track. And then we can jump around and see who else we've got on this field. Minju, right in the middle of this field meanwhile. They're going to be, as you can see, having a little bit of damage, potentially contact with another car. But they're hot on the heels of Antoine and Daniel up in P10. Got the trio up here fighting to get into the single-digit positions. And it's going to take a little bit of patience from Minju at this point. Antoine and Daniel are going to keep fighting. In fact, you see Daniel going a little bit too deep in there. That's Antoine's chance. And Karachi with the podium 1. Thank you for the raid. Well done. Welcome in. Oh, this could be a chance for Minju. Doesn't go for it. Doesn't overcommit. I think that's why he wants to be playing it a bit more careful. Meanwhile, at the front, we have got a trio. Oh no, green is all the way down in P6. We don't really have a view of what's going on at the front. Oh, big slide from Bonnie. But yeah, Barcode has taken the lead of the race. Initially it was green, then Europa, and now Barkey. Or Barcy, sorry. I don't know what's happened with green though, because he seemed poised to be taking this one, and expectations were certainly set. Carousel. Keeping it tight to the inside. Balto not quite getting the speed out of there. Green went off twice. That would explain it. Just missing it. Oh, but he's trying to get past Bonnie now. You can see where he's just doing his best to gauge his opponent's movements. So far, little in the way of movement in his favour. You could see to get a little bit of slipstream potentially on the back straight, as we are coming to the final quarter of the lap now. Final couple of sectors. I believe this track is technically cut up into 10 sectors instead of 3, at least if GT4 is to be believed. If you know, you know. Let's take a look at Bonnie's perspective, however, and you can see completely different paint where it hasn't quite synced. But looking at where Bonnie is currently at, Balto has got a chance to get away a little bit. And a little bit of a slide on the rear. Potentially a bit of engineered slip angle into that McLaren, I'm not quite sure. They've got to have a lot of faith in that car, and you can see Green poking the nose to the left. Big commitment, and unfortunately a poor line from Bonnie through that corner. That's going to afford the position to Green quite handsomely. Now Green's got a little bit of space to continue pushing, eventually catch up to Balto, and eventually the trio at the top. No COD Chaos, sadly, so we're going to be dropping that POV, and that brings us back into things with Skiddy, again, in the middle of the pack. Immediately going to get much better run on Daniel, and down the back straight, it's going to be an easy P11 for him. How defensive is he going to go to try and prevent a counter slip? So you can see Daniel immediately tucking in there. Gonna get a major benefit. The slipstream being very potent. This is one of those sections of the track. Oh, even going for a little bit of a bump draft there. Keep in mind, folks, some penalties are likely to get appealed on the grounds that they could have got them from the formation setup. Here we go. Final section of the track before crossing the line. Heavy on those brakes. There we are, that is lap 1 completed. And we are already seeing a car in the pit lane. I'll chase it down at the bottom. Or nearer the bottom. Say hi, Cranky. Bit of contact between the two. Chaser trying to get round. Sticking very close to the back of that Merc. Somewhat risky positioning, because if they get caught off guard with the braking, that could be trouble. Chaser setting up for the move, goes down the inside. Is going to get it, but Cranky's on the switch back and just loses the corner. Chaser, penalty for insult to injury, and Cranky has got P13 back, but I don't think this fight is quite over yet. As you can see, Chaser once again going to go down the inside. Looks like he's going to have a bit more staying power this time, and he's going to, just for good measure, he's going to go a little bit narrow, even baiting Frankie into a bit of a collision, it looks like. Otavio is going to be capitalizing on that as well, and taking that, making Frankie go down now to 15th. Tight situation for him there, but a little bit too deep on the chicane. Chaser's lost not one, but 2 positions as we go into the Nordschleife for the second time. And again, another second or so of penalties, just last thing he needs on his plate. We'll hang on a little bit longer because we could see it. Oh, Europa! Europa's off the track in a big way. That is Barcode narrowly avoiding disaster. Closing the door on Europa just before he can get a return. Big mistake from Europa there. That was very close. That could have got dicey. But he throws himself out of the carousel, Barcode does, and Europa's back into P2. A little spin of frustration there. Oh, and here we go. He's well into the throes of the slipstream now. This is as good as gold for him. See, half of his car in the slip. Pulls out at just the right moment, making sure that he doesn't give enough of an opportunity. Bolto is also going to tuck in behind. But is he going to go for the overtake on Europa? No, it looks like he went into the back of him and bump drafted him a little bit, rather than slingshotting at the same time. Heavy on the brakes now for Barcode. Perfect distance there, very well judged from that Ferrari. But now is going to be a judgment call, and he is going to go in for his first stop alongside Cod, alongside Bolto. Europa's going to stay out. Europa's going for a very long early stint, so both getting a massive burst of speed, over 180 miles an hour, if not more, if we stay in the slip here. Tucking up with the last second, that's Minju. Going to be a double overtake here. Bonnie, meanwhile, getting the overtake in the background. Could Barcode make it a double? Nearly squeezing it, doesn't quite go for it. Too high a risk. Bolto, good placement of the car to prevent the Ferrari tucking round and going by. Europa finally taking a pit stop. Let's see where he's going to end up. Just exiting the pit lane now with Green in the current lead. Barcode going to be going for the push. Europa just coming out at the same time and is immediately going to be taking P3. It's going to be a hard squeeze for Barcode. Bolto going to be slapped with the penalty. Pull that one. Europa just about pipping the P3. Regardless, let's see what they do, because Bonnie is also looking to get stuck into this fight. Oh, Legacy losing a lot of time there. Nearly getting himself in a little bit of trouble. Barcode himself having a little bit of a wobble. A big push coming in from Bonnie. This could be an opportunity here. Are they going to commit to it? They're going to stick to the left side. That's going to be the nose going up, but they're not going to go for it. They had the speed. Again, going a bit more conservative. I think they'd rather avoid the collision on this narrow section of track. Bit on the brakes here. Oh, Europa going way too deep out, braking themselves, however, and that is going to be into the wall. Big issue there from that McLaren. And that means he not only drops the position to Bonnie, but to Legacy and to Barcode. Because Europa looks like he is... Europa looks like he's completely gone. Ooh, very good move from there from Barcode as well. On Legacy. Yeah, I don't see what's happened. Did Europa disconnect? I think he quit once again. I don't see him.
Oh, again.
Oh, mistakes
Come
coming out
on.
from everyone in this field. Get yourself back on track. His track disappeared. Oh no, so he got hit by a bug. That's why he made that mistake. We lost him to a bug. See here. This is what Europa was dealing with. This is reportedly what Europa was dealing with the entire lap. So with that in mind, it's very impressive he did as well as he did. Because he's got no landmarks. He's got nothing of the sort to work with. This is what he was working with. And to still put out as good of a performance as he did, like that in itself deserves kudos, I have to say. Good sportsmanship. Cornerstone. Bit of slip angle coming from the Merc. Barcode putting it 2 wheels on the edge of the grass. And now we're onto the back straight here. Now, this could be where Barcode could play an ace in his sleeve. If he's close enough to get Avocado, he can get the slipstream. But here it goes. Here is the Mercedes of Quattro here. Is going to be pushing it. Good slipstream coming in from the Merc. Now, is he going to be in range to continue the chain with Avocado? Looks like it just might be, but Barcode is not going to let that one go without a fight either. 187, 189, 191 miles an hour coming from that Mercedes before having to stomp on those brakes. Absolutely rapid run here. You can see Avo now heading into the pits for his final stint. COD is in the pits also. Where is COD going to come out on this run? Let's see here. Bonnie is going to be in 4th. Barcode's going to be firing it down the inside, almost making it 3 wide into the first corner. Big switch coming from the two of them. Barcode going to have the inside line, but Quattro could have a bit of a better exit. Going to be 2 wheels on the grass though. Not going to get down 100% of the speed he otherwise could have. Quattro. But they haven't been able to get out of the woodwork yet. A little bit of a slow exit speed from Barcode. That's going to lend Quattro an opportunity. And as we come up and out, next up, right hand corner. Ooh, going to be placing himself slap bang in the middle there. Very nice defensive line there from Quattro. Barcode is going to remain hot on the heels of that Mercedes. Let's switch to his POV and see exactly what's going on from his perspective. You can see he's peeking to the right, peeking to the left, looking for any chance he can get to retake that 5th position because he wants it bad, and he wants Quattro to be the one tied up fighting Legacy. He wants to get away, he wants to attack Bonnie, he wants to get potentially even further up the road. Oh, big slip there from Barcode. Legacy firing it down the inside there. That could be very dicey, but just about making it through. Looks like Legacy is going to take it into the first corner though. He's going to go very narrow, very deep. Quattro could get a bit of a switch back on the exit here. Let's see, exit's a bit narrower. Both of them taking about the same exit speed, however. Legacy could have this P5. Green, these last couple of races, and this season in particular, just as a whole, let's put on a masterclass. So as we come to the end of the straight, through the final few corners of not only the Nordschleife 2-hour finale, but the entire season, potentially taking the championship in the process. ESV Green, you are our winner here in Germany for the Nordschleife 2-hour Season 2 finale. And he takes the checkered flag.
There was so a 3 in that, man. That's so annoying. Actually, that's so annoying.
And yet he is still not happy because he didn't get the 803. But wowee, what a run. We check up some of the rest of the field. So Skiddy struggling a little bit to keep it on track. But then the eyes are on the likes of Bonnie coming through. Cod just finishing in second place. Not much farther behind, about 9 seconds. Bolt, the point 39. Bonnie with a 43, so about 4 seconds between those two. I say, Bolt, what a great race to start off with, coming into the podium, no less. Of course, signing for TNR.
Chaser being the first one to leave or DC. He's in front.
We go looking at field. Last minute attack from Minju on Skyline. Final attacks, final chase. Who's going to yield? It's going to be Minju. Minju going for the safe option. It was a good run. We're now seeing the rest of the field start to file through. I'm going to pause that grid right there. You see Minju a little bit of frustration, but doesn't matter. Because he still made it P12 and still a very respectable race, very respectable finish. As you see a couple more finishing behind.